Shadows of Deception. Chapter 1, A Midnight Encounter. The clock struck midnight, its chimes reverberating through the empty streets. A thick fog rolled in, cloaking everything in an eerie haze. It was at this late hour that Emily found herself walking alone, her steps quickening with each passing minute. She glanced over her shoulder, a sense of unease settling deep within her bones. Earlier that evening, Emily and Mark had engaged in a heated argument that left their relationship hanging by a thread. Unable to bear the tension any longer, she had stormed out of the house, seeking solace in the darkness outside. As she turned a corner, her heart skipped a beat. There, standing under a flickering streetlight, was a figure she thought she'd never see again. It was Daniel, her ex-husband. His presence sent a chill down her spine, resurrecting memories of a tumultuous past. "Emily," Daniel's voice cut through the silence like a sharp blade. "We need to talk." Emily's breath caught in her throat, her mind racing with a mix of fear and curiosity. Against her better judgment, she moved closer, her feet carrying her towards him. The streetlight cast long shadows, distorting Daniel's features and adding an air of mystery to his presence. "What do you want, Daniel?" Emily's voice trembled, her eyes locked with his. Daniel's gaze bore into her, his expression a mix of anger and desperation. "I saw you with Ethan," he said, his voice barely a whisper. "He's my son, Emily. You can't keep him from me." Confusion clouded Emily's mind. Ethan was her and Mark's child, not Daniel's. She had left that chapter of her life behind, buried deep in the shadows of her past. But as Daniel spoke those words, doubt began to creep in, like a serpent coiling around her thoughts. "I don't know what you're talking about," Emily said, her voice laced with defiance. "Ethan is Mark's son." Daniel's eyes narrowed, a flicker of something sinister passing through them. "Don't lie to me, Emily. I know the truth. You will regret keeping him from me." Emily's heart pounded in her chest, her instincts urging her to flee. But a part of her couldn't ignore the nagging doubt that lingered in the depths of her mind. Could it be possible that Daniel's claims held a grain of truth? The uncertainty gnawed at her, threatening to consume her sanity. Without another word, Daniel turned and disappeared into the night, leaving Emily standing there, grappling with the weight of his words. She hurried home, her mind in turmoil, desperately seeking answers. As Emily stepped into the house, its familiar warmth offered little comfort. She found Mark sitting in the living room, his face etched with worry. Before she could utter a word, Mark's voice pierced the silence. "Emily, we need to talk. I received a phone call while you were out." His voice trembled, mirroring the tremor in Emily's heart. "What did they say?" Emily's voice quivered, her eyes pleading for answers. Mark hesitated for a moment, his gaze locked with hers. "They claim that Ethan isn't our biological child." The words hung in the air, suffocating the room with their weight. Emily's mind reeled, memories of Daniel's encounter flooding back. Doubt, like a venomous serpent, coiled tighter around her thoughts, threatening to consume her. As the night stretched on, Emily and Mark delved into a labyrinth of secrets, uncovering a web of deception that extended far beyond their own lives. Each revelation sent shockwaves through their souls, shaking the very foundation of their existence. With each passing second, the suspense grew, the darkness closing in around them. The truth they sought seemed elusive, slipping through their fingers like smoke. Every step they took towards the answers they craved only led them deeper into a world of danger and deceit. And as the clock ticked relentlessly, Emily and Mark realized that they were trapped in a sinister game, where the stakes were their own lives and the life of their child. They had no choice but to untangle the twisted web of lies, to confront their demons head-on, and to unearth the chilling truth that lay hidden beneath the surface. Little did they know that the midnight encounter with Daniel was just the beginning, a mere glimpse into the darkness that awaited them. The suspense tightened its grip, promising a journey filled with heart-stopping twists, desperate revelations, and a race against time to save themselves from the clutches of a malevolent force that lingered in the shadows. Chapter 2: A Startling Revelation. The room was shrouded in an oppressive silence as Emily and Mark sat on the edge of the couch, their hearts pounding in unison. The weight of the shocking revelation hung heavy in the air, suffocating their thoughts and leaving them breathless. "Are you sure, Mark?" Emily's voice quivered with a mix of fear and desperation. "There must be some mistake." Mark nodded, his face etched with anguish. "I wish it were a mistake, Emily. But the person on the other end of the line, they seemed so certain. They claim to have evidence, DNA tests, that prove Ethan is not our biological child." The words reverberated in Emily's mind, their implications slowly sinking in. The child they had loved, nurtured, and believed to be theirs, might not share their blood. Panic surged through her veins, threatening to overwhelm her fragile composure. "We need to find the truth," Emily said, her voice tinged with determination. "We can't let this uncertainty tear us apart." Mark reached out and took her trembling hand in his, offering a sliver of comfort amidst the chaos. "I agree, Emily. We owe it to ourselves and to Ethan to uncover the truth, no matter how painful it may be." With a newfound resolve, they embarked on a relentless quest for answers. Their journey led them down a labyrinth of uncertainty, where each step forward seemed to plunge them deeper into the unknown. They sought the guidance of experts, delved into the intricacies of DNA testing, and scoured their memories for any clues that might shed light on the truth. Days turned into weeks, and their lives became consumed by the relentless pursuit of answers. Sleepless nights were spent poring over documents, questioning their own memories, and revisiting the past with a keen eye for the hidden details. The walls of their home were adorned with photographs, maps, and notes, forming a mosaic of their desperate search for the truth. One evening, as the sun began its descent, Emily stumbled upon a forgotten box tucked away in the attic. It was filled with old journals, photographs, and a bundle of letters tied with a faded ribbon. Her hands trembled as she untied the ribbon, her heart pounding with anticipation. The letters were written by her late mother, a woman who had kept her own secrets buried deep within her heart. As Emily read the words penned by her mother's hand, a startling realization dawned on her. The truth they sought was not just about Ethan but about their entire family history. With a renewed sense of purpose, Emily and Mark embarked on a journey through time, piecing together the fragments of their lineage. They delved into the lives of their ancestors, unearthing hidden connections, long-buried scandals, and a legacy of secrets that spanned generations. Each revelation brought them closer to the truth about Ethan's parentage. The picture started to take shape, revealing a tapestry of intertwined lives, unexpected alliances, and a haunting legacy of betrayal. As they delved deeper, they discovered a clandestine affair that had taken place years ago, one that bound their families together in ways they couldn't have imagined. The pieces of the puzzle fell into place, and the truth emerged, like a dagger to their hearts. Ethan was not their biological child. Instead, he was the product of a forbidden love between Emily's mother and a man from Mark's family, a secret that had been meticulously kept hidden for decades. The revelation sent shockwaves through Emily and Mark's souls, threatening to consume them with its magnitude. The weight of the truth threatened to tear them apart, but they clung to each other, their love and commitment anchoring them in the storm. In the midst of their turmoil, however, a dark presence lurked in the shadows, watching their every move. Someone who had a vested interest in keeping the truth buried, someone who would stop at nothing to protect the secrets of the past. As the chapter closed on their startling revelation, Emily and Mark realized that their journey was far from over. They had uncovered a truth that shattered their world, but now they had to confront the consequences of that truth, navigate the treacherous waters of their tangled family history, and protect their family from the impending storm that threatened to engulf them all. Chapter 3: A Sinister Threat. The moon hung high in the night sky, casting an ethereal glow upon the streets. Emily and Mark found themselves locked in an uneasy silence, their minds consumed by the sinister revelations that had upended their lives. Little did they know that in the darkness, a malevolent force was gathering its strength, ready to strike. As they returned home from their journey into their family's past, a sense of foreboding settled over them. Shadows seemed to dance and twist, whispering secrets they were not yet ready to hear. Every creak of the floorboards and rustle of the wind outside sent shivers down their spines, amplifying their unease. The following morning, Emily awoke to find their home in disarray. Drawers were open, papers scattered across the floor, and the sense of violation hung heavy in the air. Fear gripped her heart as she rushed to wake Mark, realizing that they were not alone. Frantic, they searched for any signs of the intruder, but there was no trace. It was as if their unwelcome guest had melted into thin air, leaving behind only a chilling reminder of their vulnerability. Determined to protect their family, Emily and Mark decided to seek help. They reached out to a private investigator, a seasoned individual with a reputation for unraveling the darkest of mysteries. The investigator delved into their case, meticulously piecing together the puzzle of their lives, seeking the truth that had been hidden for so long. Days turned into weeks, and as the investigation progressed, the tension in Emily and Mark's household grew. Every knock at the door, every phone call, became a source of anxiety. The lines between friend and foe blurred, leaving them in a constant state of paranoia. Late one evening, as darkness blanketed the world, Emily received a phone call. The voice on the other end sent a chill down her spine. "You're getting too close, Emily," the voice hissed with venomous intent. "Stop digging, or you'll regret it." Emily's heart raced, her hands trembling as she clutched the phone. The threat was sinister, its implications clear. They were not alone in their pursuit of the truth. Someone wanted to silence them, to bury the secrets that had been unearthed. Fear and determination waged war within Emily's soul. Should they back down, relinquish their search for answers, and return to the safety of ignorance? Or should they press forward, risking everything in the pursuit of justice and the protection of their family? Mark, sensing the tremor in Emily's voice, stood by her side, his eyes filled with unwavering resolve. "We can't let fear dictate our actions," he said, his voice steady. "We owe it to ourselves and to Ethan to see this through. We'll take whatever precautions necessary, but we won't be silenced." Their decision made, Emily and Mark fortified their home, installing security cameras, reinforcing locks, and seeking solace in the knowledge that they were not alone in their fight. They reached out to allies, those who had stood by their side throughout their tumultuous journey, and together they formed a united front against the looming threat. But danger lurked in the shadows, weaving its way through their lives. The intruder grew bolder, leaving chilling messages, anonymous notes that taunted them with their own vulnerability. The feeling of being constantly watched intensified, the sense of impending doom hanging over them like a dark cloud. As the days turned into a relentless battle for survival, Emily and Mark's determination never wavered. They followed the breadcrumbs of their investigation, uncovering a web of deceit and betrayal that spanned generations. The closer they got to the truth, the more desperate their adversary became. Finally, they discovered a name, a key player in the elaborate chess game of secrets and lies. Their investigation had become a race against time, a battle of wits and cunning, as they closed in on the one who held the answers to their questions. But on a fateful night, as they prepared to confront their adversary, they found themselves ensnared in a trap. The walls closed in around them, their every move anticipated. Their enemy had outmaneuvered them, turning their pursuit of truth into a life-or-death struggle. In the suffocating darkness, Emily and Mark fought against the odds, their will to protect their family fueling their resilience. Their past, present, and future converged in a cataclysmic clash, where the stakes were higher than they had ever imagined. As the chapter drew to a close, Emily and Mark braced themselves for the final showdown, knowing that the sinister threat would stop at nothing to keep its secrets hidden. The suspense tightened its grip, promising a heart-stopping climax in which the fate of their family hung in the balance, and the truth they had fought so hard to uncover would be laid bare for all to see. Chapter 4: A Desperate Bargain. The room was cloaked in darkness, save for a single flickering candle that cast eerie shadows upon the walls. Emily and Mark stood at the precipice of their desperate gamble, their hearts pounding in their chests. Time was running out, and they had no choice but to make a risky bargain. Their adversary, a figure shrouded in mystery, watched their every move with calculating eyes. The air crackled with tension as the room seemed to close in around them, suffocating their breath and clouding their thoughts. "You've come far, Emily and Mark," the figure's voice dripped with malice. "But you underestimate the power of the secrets you seek. It's not too late to turn back." Emily's gaze hardened, determination etched upon her face. "We won't be silenced. We know what you're capable of, and we won't let you destroy our family." A sinister smile twisted the figure's lips, basking in the thrill of their desperation. "Very well," the figure replied, his voice laced with a chilling calmness. "If you're so insistent on unveiling the truth, I'll give you one chance. A game of chance, to be precise." Mark's brow furrowed as he exchanged a wary glance with Emily. They had come too far to be deterred now, but the stakes had never been higher. "What kind of game?" Emily's voice quivered, a mix of fear and determination. "A game of riddles," the figure replied, a twisted delight evident in his tone. "Answer my riddles correctly, and I will give you the information you seek. Fail, and your search for the truth ends here." Emily and Mark exchanged a silent nod, their resolve unyielding. They had to play this perilous game, to seize the slim chance of uncovering the secrets that had haunted their lives. The figure produced a worn leather-bound book, its pages brittle and yellowed with age. "Each of you will take turns answering my riddles," he explained. "If you both succeed, you will receive a clue to the truth. But beware, for failure will have dire consequences." The first riddle pierced the silence, hanging in the air like a veil of uncertainty. Emily's heart raced as she listened intently, her mind racing to find the answer. "With a gentle touch, I can be broken. Without me, love remains unspoken. What am I?" Time seemed to stand still as Emily's thoughts raced, her mind sifting through fragments of knowledge and intuition. The weight of their quest pressed upon her, urging her to find the correct response. And then, in a moment of clarity, it struck her. "A heart," she answered, her voice steady yet laced with anticipation. A flicker of surprise crossed the figure's face, but it quickly transformed into a twisted grin. "Correct," he conceded, begrudgingly. "You may proceed to the next riddle." The game continued, each riddle more intricate and treacherous than the last. Emily and Mark faced the relentless barrage of questions, their minds strained under the weight of the unknown. Time and again, they answered correctly, inching closer to the truth they sought. But with every riddle, the figure's malevolence grew, his delight in their torment palpable. Finally, they reached the climactic riddle, the one that held the key to unraveling the web of deceit that had ensnared their lives. "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I?" The figure's eyes burned with anticipation, savoring the moment of reckoning. Emily and Mark locked eyes, their unspoken determination fueling their resolve. "A voice," Mark said, his voice strong and resolute. The figure's facade shattered, replaced by a mixture of rage and grudging admiration. "You've won," he admitted, a begrudging tone coloring his words. "You have earned the right to the truth." Emily and Mark held their breath as the figure revealed the final piece of the puzzle. The truth, long concealed, hung heavy in the air, its weight threatening to crush them. But as the words spilled forth, a sense of relief washed over them. The secrets, the lies, the tangled threads of their family's history were laid bare. The truth, though painful, was a balm to their souls. As the chapter closed on their desperate bargain, Emily and Mark emerged from the shadows with newfound clarity. They had traversed the treacherous game of riddles, risking everything to uncover the truth that had eluded them for so long. But little did they know that their struggle was far from over. The figure, vanquished but not defeated, retreated into the shadows, nursing a thirst for vengeance. The consequences of their relentless pursuit would reverberate through their lives, testing the strength of their bond and pushing them to the brink of despair. As the chapter concluded, Emily and Mark stood at the precipice of a new, treacherous journey. The suspense lingered, a constant companion in their quest for justice and redemption. The sinister threat had been unveiled, but its tendrils extended far and wide, threatening to ensnare them once again. The battle was not yet won, and the true test of their courage and resilience awaited them in the chapters yet unwritten. Chapter 5, A Dream Unraveled. The moon hung low in the night sky, its soft glow casting an otherworldly aura upon the landscape. Emily and Mark found themselves drawn to the edge of a cliff, overlooking a vast expanse shrouded in mist. The air was heavy with anticipation, as if the very fabric of reality were about to unravel. As they stood there, a swirling vortex of emotions consumed them. They were teetering on the precipice of truth, their hearts pounding in sync with the restless night. The revelations of their past had led them to this moment, and they were determined to uncover the full extent of the darkness that had haunted their lives. A sudden gust of wind blew through the air, sending a chill down their spines. A voice, distant yet unmistakable, whispered in their ears, "You have come so far, my dear children. But do you truly have the courage to face the depths of your own dreams?" Emily and Mark exchanged a glance, their resolve firm. They had come too far to turn back now. They knew that the path ahead would be treacherous, but they were prepared to confront the demons that lurked within their own minds. With a shared breath, they stepped forward into the mist, their footsteps muffled by the ethereal silence. As they ventured deeper into the unknown, the landscape shifted, morphing into a surreal dreamscape that defied logic and reason. Whispers echoed through the mist, taunting and teasing, as if the very essence of their fears had taken on a voice. Shadows danced at the periphery of their vision, elusive and menacing. Every step forward felt like a step deeper into a labyrinth of their own making. Then, as they approached a clearing, the mist dissipated, revealing a scene that froze their blood. Before them stood a mirror, tall and imposing, its surface shimmering with an otherworldly glow. It seemed to beckon, promising answers and revelations. Emily's heart pounded in her chest as she tentatively reached out to touch the mirror. The moment her fingers made contact, a shockwave of memories flooded her mind. Visions of her childhood, fragments of forgotten moments, surged forth with a force that threatened to overwhelm her. Mark, too, was caught in the grip of the mirror's power. His past, entangled with Emily's, unraveled before his eyes. Secrets, long buried and cloaked in darkness, were laid bare, their weight crashing down upon his soul. As the memories coalesced and settled, the truth became clear. The sinister threat that had plagued their lives was not an external force, but a manifestation of their own deepest fears and regrets. Their journey had been a battle against their own demons, a quest to confront the darkness that had taken root within them. A profound silence settled over the dreamscape, broken only by the sound of their ragged breaths. Emily and Mark faced each other, their eyes filled with a mix of anguish and acceptance. The truth had been revealed, and it was time to make a choice. "We can't undo the mistakes of our past," Emily whispered, her voice heavy with regret. "But we can learn from them, grow stronger, and protect what matters most." Mark nodded, his gaze unwavering. "Our family's legacy doesn't have to be defined by the darkness. We have the power to shape our future, to break free from the chains that bind us." As they spoke, a glimmer of light emerged from within the mirror. It expanded, enveloping them in its warm embrace. In that moment, they felt a surge of hope, a renewed sense of purpose. The dreamscape began to fade, melting away like a mirage, leaving Emily and Mark standing on solid ground once more. The moon, now high in the sky, shone down upon them, a beacon of illumination and possibility. With the weight of their past lifted, Emily and Mark turned their gaze toward the horizon, ready to embrace the future with open hearts and minds. They had faced their fears, confronted their demons, and emerged stronger than ever. And so, as the story drew to a close, Emily and Mark set forth on a new journey, one filled with healing, redemption, and the unwavering bond of family. The suspense that had gripped their lives transformed into a quiet resolve, a determination to create a brighter tomorrow. The tale of their struggle against the sinister threat had come to an end, but the echoes of their journey would forever reverberate in their hearts. They had unraveled the mysteries of their past, and now, they were ready to embrace the beauty of the present. And so, the curtain closed on their story, leaving behind a legacy of strength, love, and the enduring power of the human spirit.